AFL Trade Rumours 2023. I obviously can't fit them all in this one video, so I will potentially be making a part 2, and any that you've thought of that I haven't included in this video, comment down below. Schulz has officially requested a trade from Fremantle to Collingwood, as the Dockers were hit with a surprise trade request on Monday. Schulz hit a contract trigger early in the 2023 season, seeing him out to the end of 2024 with Fremantle. However, Schulz wants to move closer to family, closer to home, back with the Premiership Pies. Another reason for this could potentially be Schulz's public frustration with the Dockers as a football club. They've held him on a rookie contract for 4 out of the last 5 years while performing as one of Fremantle's top players. This frustration could be a big part in wanting to move over to Victoria. Schulz has stated to the club that he's more than happy to play out the remaining year on his contract and then make a move over to Victoria, with Fremantle receiving compensation. Port Adelaide wingman Xavier Dersma has requested a trade to Essendon. After playing 16 games in 2023, taking his career tally up to 73, Dersma wants to take his talents over to Victoria to see how he can fare against the league's best. Port Adelaide is set for already a busy trade period involving Asala Galia, Brandon Zerk-Thatcher and Jordan Sweet. Xavier Dersma only adds to the power chaos. This deal is all but set to be done, as Port Adelaide don't see him as a very valuable asset, and Essendon will be more than happy to work with Port Adelaide to finalise a deal. This would add fantastic depth and quality to Essendon's wing and could take them potentially higher up the ladder next year. Brandon Zerk-Thatcher has rejected a 3-year deal offered to him by Essendon and wants to move over to Port Adelaide, officially handing in a trade request. The family pull to South Australia is a major factor for this decision, as well as slotting into a Port Adelaide backline which could compete for the Premiership next year. After the 25-year-old had a career best year, Essendon will play hardball with Port Adelaide to make sure they get good facilitation out of the deal. Paddy Dow has officially requested a trade to St Kilda. Dow was in talks with both the Saints and the Swans, but the Saints did end up winning the race for the young midfielder. The Saints are working on a few deals, most notably the Liam Henry trade, where they currently hold pick 12, 32 and 53 to potentially deal to Fremantle or Carlton. The Saints should make this deal happen, as they'll be receiving a compensation pick for both Jay Gresham and Nick Caulfield's departures, which should make negotiations with the Blues a whole lot easier. Former number 3 pick Dow has just played 14 games in 2 seasons under Michael Voss and is looking for a new challenge and more game time under Ross Lyon. Jordan Sweet has officially requested a trade from the Western Bulldogs to Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide faring as a destination club for a lot of players this offseason, particularly ruckmen such as Jordan Sweet, whom is behind Rory Lobb and Tim English in the Western Bulldogs ruck pecking order. A top team such as Port Adelaide are in desperate need of a ruckman that is very solid around the ground and in the hit-out contests. Jordan Sweet fits that profile perfectly, and he is jumping at the opportunity to play best 22 football for a team of the Power's stature. Rucks are very hard to acclaim over the AFL trade period, and Jordan Sweet is a young, top quality ruck that could really bolster the Power next year. Grundy has not officially requested a trade to Sydney, but it's all but certain that that deal will get done. Obviously, Grundy is still under contract at Melbourne, but after a horror year with the Demons, being relegated to the KC Demons midway through the year and not playing any of the final series after his team, the D's, went out in straight sets, the 1-year Gordon Grundy experiment looks to be coming to an end. The Demons are set to push for Sydney's pick 25 to be a part of the deal with Grundy, and if they can't settle on that, they'll most likely give up pick 33. The deal's not done at the time of recording this, but it is all but certain that Brodie Grundy will be a Sydney Swan next year. Hawthorn is set to land Gold Coast forward Maor, who has requested a trade to the Hawks after Adelaide ended its pursuit of the former Tiger. Maor has had interest from the Hawks, the Crows and North Melbourne, with the Hawks now in the box seat to take on the goal kicker, with the Crows pulling out of the race for him earlier this week. The Hawks offer is the strongest out of the clubs chasing him, as they'll offer him a 4-year deal and definitely a permanent best 22 spot, with Maor having trouble breaking into the Gold Coast side later on in the year. Fremantle have Logan McDonald on their radar heavily and are looking to make a move for him, if not this offseason, next offseason. With Logan McDonald more than happy to be pursuing a move back to WA in a growing Fremantle forward line, this could be a huge bolster for the Dockers and a massive loss for the Swans. Whether this deal gets done this offseason or next offseason, it is a deal that looks very, very likely to be done, as Fremantle putting in a long-term plan to get the deal over the line by acquiring picks through pick swaps this trade period. Obviously, he won't be easy to get. The Swans will play hardball and let go such a vital piece to their future so easily, and that is why Fremantle are building up a haul of picks to potentially give to Sydney for this McDonald deal next off-season, if not this. Asavaraga Galia has requested a trade from the Geelong Cats to Port Adelaide. Again, a player that can play in a variety of positions, including ruck and the backline. Galia is looking to jump at the opportunity for Port Adelaide's need of tools and joining a really good and growing side in the power. He had a career best season at the Cats this year, but at times did struggle to get into the team and wants a new lifestyle back in South Australia. Carlton is exploring its interest in Gold Coast youngster Elijah Holland. Though the midfielder is yet to formally request a trade away from the Suns, he is contracted, which means the Suns will play hardball for such a bright young talent. This move would pair him with his younger brother Ollie Holland, but he hasn't yet indicated a firm desire to move. It's only the Blues showing interest. The Suns are willing to listen to offers, and this deal will be a very interesting scenario in how it will play out. Greg West and Sydney look very likely to finally get their man Elliot Himberg to pair him up with his brother in the long-term pursuit for the ruck forward. The Giants have long targeted a deal for Himmelberg to provide additional depth as both a forward and a ruck option, and this would majorly benefit GWS and Elliot Himmelberg's career in terms of playing time and the depth that the Giants require. The veteran Collingwood mid-forward Taylor Adams has surprisingly requested a trade from Collingwood to the Sydney Swans. After missing out on the Magpies' premiership triumph through injury, he has 1 season left on his contract and he's looking to take his lifestyle elsewhere with a new brand of footy at the Sydney Swans under John Longmire. The Collingwood list boss said that the Magpies had maintained a strong relationship with Adams and didn't rule out keeping the vice-captain at Collingwood. Veteran leadership is something that the Swans will be crying out for with the loss of Buddy Franklin, and this could be a perfect deal with the influx of youngsters going over to Sydney. With Taylor Adams playing a lot of forward this year, if the Lockie Schulz deal gets over the line, it will be more of a reason to push Taylor Adams out of Collingwood. Zach Fisher has officially requested a trade from Carlton to North Melbourne. Fisher has nominated the Kangaroos as his preferred new home, as a lack of playing time is preventing from him advancing his career as a Carlton Blue. He fell out of selection favour in 2023, but he sent a strong reminder of his talent later in the season when he was recalled to play off halfback in round 21. He averaged 27 disposals over the last month of the home and away season before being omitted again for finals. This was a massive wake-up call for Zach Fisher that he needs to get out of Carlton, a club that weren't valuing his ability, and a club that had players over him in the pecking order. Liam Henry has requested a trade from Fremantle to St Kilda. Liam Henry all year has been rumoured and pretty much all but certain to leave the Dockers, and he wasted no time right after the home and away season ended, requested a trade to an unknown club we thought it was going to be, but it ended up being set on St Kilda. The Dockers and Saints are advancing quite nicely, and the Dockers will be looking to get a late first round or early second round pick for St Kilda in exchange for the former top 10 pick. Massimo D'Ambrosio has requested a trade from Essendon to rivals Hawthorn. The Bombers had offered D'Ambrosio a 1-year contract for next season, but the Hawks are understood to have a longer deal on the table, with the 20-year-old understood to have lodged a request to get to Hawthorn. Massimo only played 8 games this season to add to his 8 games from last year when he was selected by the Bombers in the mid-season draft. This would be a fantastic get for Hawthorn, building on the Hawks' young core that could build into something very special. If you did enjoy this, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.